Welcome to your daily dose of Dani. I am Dani Rocco, and I feel like I've been so busy. Lots of doses happening during this quarantine, but it keeps me sane. And if I'm sane, then it makes everybody around me happy, especially my husband. But I was thinking about a lot of things but expecting can be so much more trickier than what we just think. Like, it's so easy to say, I expect nothing in return. But really, do we do that? Especially between husband and wife, or girlfriend and boyfriend, or any kind of relationship. You expect to be treated like a queen or a king or a certain, call it whatever. I'm just going to use that because I expected to be treated like a queen. And I also treat my husband like a king. And a lot of times it is very much one-sided in a relationship. And then we get this thinking of, well, I'm doing all of this and treating them so well. And resentment happens and our egos take over. And all of a sudden, we're expecting more than we're actually giving. Because we're not always going to get in return what we give out. And it can be hurtful. And it can cause our minds to go wacky from past hurts that we have. And then we can be totally unrealistic. Like, there are some people out there and some relationships out there that are just completely unrealistic. It is definitely one-sided. And then I got to thinking, so is that right or wrong? And if the two people are happy, who's to say it's wrong? Because what I expect and what you expect might not be what they expect. Maybe they're 80%, there's that 80% that's awesome and everything, and the 20% that you could just give away. And so many people throw away their relationships because of that 20%. And then they're constantly trying to find someone that fills that 20%. And then they find that person that fills that 20%. And guess what? 80 of it sucks. And they're worse off than they started. Because they spent their time focusing on that 20%. Expecting something different from that 20% instead of cherishing and loving and empowering the 80%. Because our past hurts gets in the way. Because our egos get in the way. Because we can't let go. So expecting nothing is a lot trickier than you think. And it goes a lot deeper. And the consistency of it is a lot harder. So when you think to yourself, or you say, I expect nothing in return, dig a little deeper into what that actually truthfully means to you. And are you living consistently that way? Or are you letting your ego sometimes get the best of you? It's hard. Someone says it's not hard to live expecting nothing, they're full of it. Because we're human beings. And we have jealousy. And we have hurt. And we have anger. So, just know you should be expected to be treated like a queen, but you definitely have to return it and treat them like a king. Or vice versa. Or whatever it is. And it's not always going to be 50-50. It usually never is 50-50. When you're crappy, they are doing their 80. Right? And when you're doing your 80, they might be doing their 20. And embrace whatever that is, and I will see you on the other side.